Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we are going to be playing a tank and talking about a tank that's just never played now. Now, when new tanks are released, especially unusual ones, they kind of have an up and down. So, well, they kind of have an up and then it all of a sudden just goes down. So people look at them, and when they if they buy them, they'll have a little run on them because they think they look unique, they think they look fantastic, and then gradually over time nobody plays them because, you know, they're just not that great. So the tank we're looking at today, if we go all the way to the end, is this tank right here, the Groundtank. Now, when this tank was released, everyone was like, oh my god, look at the size of this tank, look at this tank, it is going to be OP. Now, it is far from OP. It's still a decent tank, but it is far from OP. Now, the turret armor is 223 millimeters and your hull is 218. So, you know, not too bad. You are going to get some bounces. Now, the best thing about this tank is it has, if you get shot, it sort of turns red. If you if it bounces, it's sort of or the other way around. If you get shot, it turns green. If you bounce, it turns red. Or I can't remember the other way around. It also has this special mechanic, Desert Force. So basically, the terrain crossing capacity is increased on the road 34, on the ground 25, and then 50% to module repair speed effective on desert maps. So basically desert sands, Black Goldville, Oasis, Palm and Wasteland. So yeah, not too special there with the mechanic. You have a DPM of 1800. This is with running calibrated shells, so you know, not fantastic. It's not bad, not fantastic. That is a 14.6 seconds reload. Your penetration on your AP is 234, on your APCR is 284, and on your HE is 67. You do, however, have a 440 alpha gun, which is pretty nice. 370 on your APCR and 580 on your HE. So of course, if you can get HE out, then do so, because it will really help. Your aim time is not good at the 4.3, the same as your gun dispersion at 0.371. You do, however, have 9 degrees of gun depression, which is quite nice, with a top speed of 37 kilometers per hour. So, you know, when this tank was first released, it was one of those tanks where we're like, oh my god, just look at this tank. It is so unusual, and it's true. Like, look at it. It is an absolute beast of a tank. The tracks are like bigger than the tortoise tracks. It is just a massive tank. So of course, when it was first released, everyone was kind of focusing on this tank because it looked dangerous. And it is dangerous. In the right hand, in the right positions, it is a dangerous tank. But over time, it kind of like, yeah, nothing special at all. And where we think that the armor, I mean, just look at the front. It's like, where do you pen? It looks like that you cannot pen anywhere. There we go. When you bounce, it sort of turns blue. So I did get that wrong, and I think it turns red if you do get penetrated. So you know, I don't mind that. I think that's okay. That's quite a cool feature of a tank. If it bounces, it turns blue, and so on and so on. So I think that's quite a cool feature. I'm not going to lie. So you can see, like, you can get the bounces. Yes, that was from distance, and it was from a tier 7, I believe, but we still managed to bounce 440 damage, which is going to prove to be vital later on in this game. So far we are 2 tanks down, the enemy are 1 tank down. Now, I know this AMX defender, I know he's a great player, so I just want to go and try and protect him. I know the Scorpion is heading his way, so I just want to keep him alive, because I know he is a very good player, and if I can keep him alive, we have every chance of winning. However, this Panther is slightly annoying, and I think he starts blocking him. I don't know if he means to or not, but it can be very annoying. So we have managed to bring it down to a 4 versus 4. Now, this Lanson is a one-shot, so of course I want to try and take him out with the AMX 13 M24. So he's now a one-shot, and hopefully I do manage to get my 3rd kill. Can I get the 3rd kill? Can I get around there? No, I can't. The Panther does kill. So this is where I don't know what the Panther is doing. I don't know if he's blocking him. I don't actually know what the Panther's doing, to be fair. Now, I know that the enemy have caught base D, so I'm full hit points. So I'm happy to go and take some hit points because these three guys are very, very low hit points. And this is where I need to now share my hit points. And that's really the only way we can win this battle, because there's a lot of these tanks are full hit points. Well, a couple of these tanks are full hit points, and they have 3 bases. So we do need to be quick. Now, that is just a stupid bounce, like, really. And I do get penned from that Tankenstein. Now, I thought I was actually going to bounce him, but no, he does a good job. He don't actually bounce on me. He does pretty decent against me, to be fair. Now that VK stops me push. I was actually just going to push the Tankenstein here and try to just not out DPM him, but get close to him, try and get some bounces. But that VK just managed to stop everything. He stopped it all. So, you know, I'm still losing hit points here. So, you know, with the Tankenstein, I'm not going to have a lot of hit points if he keeps shooting me. And now all of a sudden it's a 2 versus 3. They have 700 supremacy points, and everything can change right now because I'm going to be on a one-shot very soon. Luckily the VK misses, and it's just me and the AMX who is a one-shot versus 3. So I'm going to get again another bounce. I do manage to clear the VK, and again this guy is just not bouncing. He's not bouncing at all. So I was just aiming at this point to go straight into him, but then I do have the stayer. He's shooting me, and that there was a vital pen because I was just going to push this guy, but it stopped me pushing. Luckily he messes up anyway. So that's just 4 kills, 2k damage, but now they are on 800 supremacy points, and this is where we kind of need to ignore the tank and go for the bases. And luckily, you know, this guy on my team, what's his name? Black Rom. He does the exact thing that I want him to do. There's a lot of people out there that will ignore bases. They kind of forget about supremacy. They would ignore the bases and go and try to find the tank. Now, I know he's a medium tank. He could go find him. And in the end, I think if he would have just carried on, we would have had it anyway, because the guy ends up sort of over there. But you know, that the first thing on my mind is to get all the bases, because they're on 900 supremacy points, at least to stop their points going. We still got 2 minutes. Now, as soon as I get into B, you can see he's on a one-shot, and we do manage to take him out. So overall, I think, you know, not the best damage, but it just goes to show that armor isn't everything with this tank. Yes, you can bounce, but clearly, as you can see from the Tankenstein, he penned me every single time without fail. So, you know, and I get why people don't want to play this tank, because it isn't, yes, it's a decent tank and you can have a good game. I just don't think it's a fun tank. I don't think it's a fun tank to play, and people have just kind of got bored of it. And to be fair, not many people even bought the tank. So it's a tank you don't really see nowadays in Blitz. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye.